we should be recognized as a state. But on the way to the recognition, I want immediately direct flights, direct trade, embargoes lifted so that my people, my young people can generate.
But I'm sorry to interrupt. To come back to this basic problem, that's just not going to happen as long as the international community does not recognise you as a separate state.
The point I'm making is that
the British government would be mad to do that. President Tatar, thank you very much for taking the time to interview on this visit to the UK. Why are you here, and what are you asking the UK government for?
I often visit London because I studied here, and I know a lot of people, and a lot of Turkish Cypriots are now in London, as you know, probably as many Turkish Cypriots living in Cyprus as here. So I find the opportunity to meet with my people and to find out what they want back at home, and how I can kind of improve our relationship in London and back home in Cyprus. But on the other hand, as a guarantor power, this is very important. The United Kingdom is a guarantor power, and I feel that the United Kingdom has more responsibility towards Turkish Cypriots, that we should seek equality with the Greek Cypriots. We don't feel that we are getting that equality because the Greek Cypriots have always had the upper hand, and the Republic of Cyprus, as it is called, is purely a Greek Cypriot republic, and the Turkish Cypriots are in the north with the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, but unrecognized, but under embargoes and isolations. And we have been promised by the International Committee and the United Kingdom that after the Annan Plan nearly 20 years ago, to which we said yes, that embargoes and isolations on the Turkish Cypriots will be lifted so that we have more opportunity to develop our economy with direct flights, with direct trade, and lifting of embargoes even on sports. Can you imagine our young people cannot participate and compete in international games, including Turkish teams, because we are under embargoes? And a couple of months ago, our girl called Buse Savaşkan competed in the Olympics, but under the Turkish flag with the Turkish team. She couldn't participate as a Turkish Cypriot.
Just you talked about the Amman Plan in 2004, but of course there's a deeper history to this. Very difficult for the UK to do much more when there are UN Security Council resolutions which say that Northern Cyprus is an illegal entity.
But to be honest, we have explored all this. The United Nations Security Council doesn't say that there should be embargoes and isolation of Turkish Cypriots. It doesn't say this. Therefore, embargoes and isolations on a kind of people, as it were, Turkish Cypriots, is very controversial. And we believe that after all these years of a lot of effort on behalf of Turkish Cypriots to find a settlement to the Cyprus problem, it's very unfair that embargoes still continue.
Isn't it, though, a bit hopeful to expect that you get this intermediate step, direct flights, end to trade embargoes, without a proper political resolution of the bigger problem?
That's exactly my point, because Turkish Cypriots are co-founders of the Republic of Cyprus. We are not a minority. I mean, I don't want to go into the historical details so much now, but we were a British colony, and British pulled out by agreement. That agreement was the Republic of Cyprus. And as a guarantor power to the Republic of Cyprus, the British promised the Turkish Cypriot people that we are an equal partner to the Republic of Cyprus. Therefore, in return for that, this is very important, the British, whom I admire and respect very much, I was educated here, and a lot of British connection, and a lot of British friends in high society and in high places, and they all in private conversation say, you are absolutely right, we have failed to promise, to deliver our promise to the Turkish Cypriots, in that the British have got 2 sovereign bases in Cyprus now as a result of the Republic of Cyprus agreement. The Greek Cypriots found their way to the Republic of Cyprus, which is purely a Greek Cypriot republic, a recognized republic, and after the Annan Plan, to which they said no, they were rewarded, and Jack Straw, the Labour Foreign Secretary at the time, said it was a mistake that the British government approved the Greek Cypriots unilaterally joining Europe, because this turned out to be a very unfair conclusion to the Turkish Cypriots, and the Turkish Cypriots are still under embargoes. Whereas one side of the solution, the Greek Cypriots are a recognized state, a European power, and the pure Turkish Cypriots, who are an equal partner in the Republic of Cyprus, are still under embargoes and isolations.
What specifically would you like the UK government to do?
To lift the embargoes on Turkish Cypriots. At the moment, obviously, we are persevering with the support of the Turkish Republic that we should be recognized as a state. But on the way to the recognition, I want immediately direct flights, direct trade, embargoes lifted so that my people, my young people can generate.
But I'm sorry to interrupt. To come back to this basic problem, that's just not going to happen as long as the international community does not recognise you as a separate state.
The point I'm making is that
the British government would be mad to do that.
I have studied this very much, and it's only human rights that a people. You got thousands of Turkish Cypriots here in the UK, in Australia, in Turkey Republic, way back in Cyprus. Probably we are 1 million. You are penalising 1 million people with very unreasonable practices. These embargoes. At least we should get embargoes lifted.
Okay, but what about setting a precedent here? At the moment, Russia has invaded Ukraine and would like that to be recognised as part of Russia, obviously. The Turkish invasion of Cyprus is regarded as illegal by the United Nations. By respecting that and by recognising Northern Cyprus, you set a very dangerous precedent.
We are saying that it's not an invasion. It is an intervention, unilateral intervention, which was vested to Turkey with as a guarantor power to the Republic of Cyprus. Why did Turkey intervene? Had to intervene because the Greeks overthrew Makarios to join Cyprus to Greece, to union with Greece. This was an absolute a violation of the Constitution of the Republic of Cyprus, and it gave a legal right to Turkey to intervene in Cyprus to protect the Turkish Cypriots, because we know for sure, even the Greek Cypriots admit this, that the next move would have been to exterminate all the Turkish Cypriots from the island and unite Cyprus to Greece. Everybody knows this, and Greeks admit this, and said we made a fatal mistake by overthrowing Makarios and trying to join Cyprus to Greece. And what has happened since then, we regret very much, but it happened. So let's find a solution, and we say that solution is a two-state solution, because Turkish Cypriots have been running their own affairs with their own state for the last 60 years, a long time, 60 years. Greek Cypriots, the same. In the south, at least for the last 60 years, they are running their own affairs. So let's find a solution, a two-state solution, so that we can cooperate on all important issues like energy, water, electricity, infrastructure, environment, a lot of opportunities for us to cooperate.
Your two-state solution, is your idea that your state would be part of Turkey and that would be the state, or would you be independent?
Independent. There is no Turkish Cypriot policy that we should be part of Turkey, and Turkey has no such policy. Obviously, Turkey is a guarantor power, is a motherland, is the biggest power in the region, but Turkish Cypriots want their own independent state. The Turkish Cypriot state as it were, but we want to cooperate with the Greek Cypriots. We know that it's a small island for energy, for electricity, for water, a lot of areas where we can cooperate for the good of both communities, the Turkish Cypriots and the Greek Cypriots. And I am sure that if we can find a solution, Turkey will open her ports to the Greek Cypriots, Turkey will open airspace to the Greek Cypriots. Greek Cypriots are very entrepreneurial people. They've got big ships, a lot of tourism opportunities, and they will enjoy the power of Turkey in the area, and this would reflect as a prosperity to both sides. And I think it will be a win-win situation, so long as we can find a way out of all this.
Is there anything happening diplomatically that might allow this to happen, or are we still really at this impasse where the Greeks don't see any point in moving ahead with the Turks?
Unfortunately, my view is that the Greeks have got the upper hand. They are a recognized state. They are part of the European Union, so they have no incentive, no motivation to share wealth and power with the Turkish Cypriots. So I'm saying to the international committee, let's twist the arms of the Greek Cypriots a bit. How do you twist that? I don't want to get them hurt, because I want them to be my friends. So what we can do is to lift the embargo on Turkish Cypriots. If they lift the embargo on Turkish Cypriots and Turkish Cypriot economy can develop a bit more with direct flights and direct trade and etc., then the Greek Cypriots would be more inclined to find a solution.
What do you have to offer to entice the international community to lift the embargo?
Well,
there has to be a quid pro quo.
Turkish Cypriots are a community. They are more than 1 million people, and we deserve to be part of the international community. We deserve.
But what is Turkey going to give back?
Well, I will tell you my keyword. I want a two-state solution within Europe. This is very important. Look, this is a very important, and it's probably a brave step forward for me as a Turkish Cypriot. Turkey is out of Europe. However, as Turkish Cypriots, the Turkish Cypriot state, as an independent state, can be a bridge between Turkey and the European Union. And in Cyprus, we have kind of a two states cooperating in Europe, and with all the parameters of such a solution, this could pave the way to a more prosperous island in the Eastern Mediterranean, where Turkey and Greece relationship, which will be much improved, because when you look at the Turkey and Greece relationship, is very important. Both of them are NATO allies, as you know, and other critical regional problems. Unless they solve the Cyprus problem, Turkey and Greece relationship will not be so relaxed.
Does the prospect of quite substantial gas fields around Cyprus, does that make it easier to find a solution or more difficult?
Well, it can make it easier because a lot of wealth down there. And if it's explored, you can transport all this via Turkey, which is the most realistic route into the mainland Europe, because Turkey is already interconnected with Europe. You know, Azerbaijan gas, Turkmenistan gas, all the other regional wealth, all transported into the European Union via Turkey. So if you can connect all this wealth, gas, petrol, and the others via Turkey, which is only 40 miles from Cyprus, that can be a very economically viable proposition, and this can entice the solution in Cyprus. Because otherwise, if you don't have Turkish involvement in the transportation of gas and the other elements into the European Union, it's a very costly exercise. Because from mainland Greece, Cyprus is 1,000 kilometers away, whereas from Turkey it's only 60 kilometers away.
Just one final point, and it's a small point, but it might illustrate one of the points you're making. British tour companies, or German ones, like TUI, used to run trips across the border into northern Cyprus. That has been stopped?
Well, what I've been trying to do over the years with the Greek Cypriots is to relax isolation and embargo on Turkish Cypriots. Now they are making even worse, that these tour operators who come to Larnaca, South Cyprus, they will not allow, or they will not let these tourists travel to the north even for one day, just to see Kyrenia and Famagusta.
And that stopped this summer?
I hear that it will stop. I just hope that it will not stop. I just hope that it's a kind of bargaining point, because as a European Union member, Europeans are free to cross the border. If they stop them crossing the border, they violate the law, they violate the principles, because you have freedom of travel. So if you come all the way to Larnaca, a European should be able to cross the border to the north. So I hope that if there is something in mind to stop them crossing the border, they change their mind, because that will not help the relationship between the Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots. You got thousands of players on the ground. As a businessman, as an economist, you will understand what I mean. To be able to develop good relationship between the two sides, which would pave the way to a final solution at the end of the day, you need good relationship between the people, between the tourist operators in the north, tourist operators in the south. They should all cooperate on all these issues, so that from bottom-up approach, if you have got good relationship between all these actors down in the bottom, then that would reflect positively to the top. If we kind of, by these unreasonable acts, if we damage relationship between people who are operating down in the bottom, with tourist operators and other economic actors, then that would damage the relationship, and it would pass on a wrong message to the top, that there is no hope for a political solution.